What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, so back here again for another video, man. Today, I've been hearing a lot is going on right now. Potentially Marvel being able to be sued for Iron Man and a couple other Avengers characters and Spider-Man, and that they may lose the rights to them. I kept seeing this headline pop up on YouTube, and I was like, yo, what is going on right now? It's so crazy because like all these dang there's like a lot of people being sued, and people saying different, especially in the music scene, like conceptually, oh, this person stole my riff or this, you know what I'm saying, with the whole X and Peep thing. And there's like a couple other artists out there who's like literally saying like, oh, like this artist who's probably deceased or who's like old now, or the song has been released like years, oh, this person stole this from me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Anyways, let's see what they're talking about, because Warren, you gotta let me know, my boy, because I have no idea what's going on. Y'all let me know down below in the comments, man. How was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. If it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. I don't know how this news is gonna make it any better, but let's get to it.
Well, I was gonna do a different video today, but a lot of people started asking me about
I like the
whether
face
or not
cam,
Marvel
bro.
is going to be losing characters like Spider-Man and the Avengers due to some of the lawsuits of the creators' families, or heirs, as they are calling them. And let me clear this up for you guys. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren, and I don't think we have anything to worry about. Let me put your mind at ease.
All right,
now,
please,
let's get right down to this,
crazy.
because I don't want to drag this out, or I don't want it to be confusing for anybody. We'll talk about what it is, and after I'll give my thoughts on it. So basically what has happened here is that there are heirs or family members of Marvel creators like Steve Ditko, the co-creator of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, and Gene Colan, the co-creator of The Falcon and Captain Marvel. Also, Detweiler is the nephew of Don Heck, co-creator of Iron Man and Black Widow, and Detweiler is suing Marvel as well. And there's other family members that are related to the creators of other characters like Black Widow. And basically what has happened here, all of these heirs, all of these family members have filed notices of termination. They filed these notices for the work that their family members did on these characters, and basically what this means is that these family members have told Marvel that you have until this time to use these characters in your movies, and then we're done. You can't use them in comic books or movies.
Legally, can they can do that legally? That makes no sense, bro. How and why would they be able to do that legally, considering the fact that these characters and stuff are part of a bigger brand, a bigger branch of like you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, Marvel under Disney, big conglomerate, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, how? I don't. Okay.
As we own the rights to the characters. For
example, I mean, yeah,
Patrick Ditko, the brother of Steve Ditko, filed a notice of termination and said, in regards to Spider-Man, his termination.
These guys really just. I'm sorry. This is making me a little. I'm a little annoyed. Like, why would you want to? You see how well these movies are doing. You see the fan base and the people who love this content. Like, why would you want to potentially screw that up? You know what I'm saying? Just for some money. Like, I understand, like, maybe, okay, now, don't get me wrong. I can see their point, like, you know, my family member so-and-so created this character. Maybe we're not getting equal pay, or maybe we're not getting, you know, whatever it is, like, legally, like, money ties or whatever for the characters being used. I can understand that, but, like, wanting to end the character or saying, hey, you can only use them this time, like, nah, that's a little too much to me.
Notice gives Marvel until the end of June of 2023 to use Spider-Man. After that point in time, they can no longer use Spider-Man. And obviously, this is where people are starting to get really, really worried. Marvel could lose some characters here, and people are wondering and worried about Marvel losing Spider-Man. Some of the Avengers, Black Widow, Iron Man, Falcon, Captain Marvel.
This is crazy.
I totally understand everybody's worries. These family members are filing notices of termination to where Marvel can't use these characters anymore. It sounds really scary. However, this isn't the first time that Marvel has dealt with this. Creators and heirs of these creators have done this in the past and were not successful. Let me explain.
Okay. Please explain. I didn't even know they did this in the past. Although it doesn't surprise me, you know what I'm saying?
And keep in mind, I'm not talking about whether or not I believe something is right or wrong here. I'm just going to talk about the facts of law and cases that have happened before in the past. Now, first of all, heirs of creators are allowed to do this. Under the Copyright Act of 1976, heirs are permitted in certain circumstances to terminate the grant of a license or transfer to a copyrighted work, such as a comic book, via a properly executed notice. And this is what the heirs did. But Marvel has already struck back, and they actually actually filed a lawsuit on Friday against these family members or heirs of these creators. And here's why you don't really have to worry that much. This type of lawsuit has already happened before. A key case is involving Jack Kirby, who co-created the X-Men, Thor, and Iron Man. And the same thing happened. Jack Kirby's heirs sought to reclaim copyright to his creations, but the federal courts sided with Marvel, finding that the characters were made under work-for-hire arrangements.
Right, they weren't created like, I mean, I can say this and I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But think about it, they were created under, like, say you create a character for a company. Yes, you created the character, but you created that character, so, you know what I'm saying, so on, etc. But you created under the workship and for the use of this said company, the bigger company that you're working for or whatever. So why would you know what I'm saying? Like, is that making sense? Or maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, you know?
The work-for-hire arrangement, it claims that the heirs have no valid claim to the copyrights. Basically, what this means
you would have to be the original creator to, like, do that, right?
These characters specifically for Marvel while they were hired by Marvel working for Marvel.
Exactly.
Therefore, Marvel owns the rights to the characters. They were specifically created for Marvel. They're Marvel's. Basically, if I worked for Apple and came up with some sort of an idea and then Apple sold it, it wouldn't be mine. It would still be Apple's. If I created a new type of iPad, it wouldn't just be mine. I couldn't go off and run my own iPad department. It would still belong to Apple. It's still Apple's product. They still own it. And that's the simplest way to explain it, really. These people's heirs, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, as great as they were, worked for Marvel. Therefore, the work that they did for Marvel belongs to Marvel, including the characters that they created. So this case has literally been done before, and it was probably really scary before. Family members filed a notice of termination saying that Marvel, you have until this date to use these characters, and then you no longer can.
That's crazy.
But Marvel filed a lawsuit back.
Imagine, imagine being part of this family. Say you're on the younger end. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you do enjoy these films and you enjoy these characters and stuff, and then you learn like all like the older people in your family, like, these movies, that's grandpa created that character, or your uncle created that character. He shouldn't be used in this manner. Let's take him from the theaters and rip everyone's joy and mess up like what's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't, you know, imagine like that kid probably maybe even be getting bullied if they like know who he is. Like, you're trying to take away our movies from us, our comics, you know what I'm saying? Like, not comics, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, you guys understand. Maybe I'm talking too much.
Which they won, and the court of law sided with them, stating that Marvel indeed does own the characters because these people were working for Marvel under hire. It's not like Marvel stole a character from another comic book and claimed it as their own before the other comic book could release it. Marvel literally hired people to create characters for their comics, and it's the exact same thing that is happening here. It is the exact same case, and that's actually what Marvel's lawyer, Daniel Petrocelli, said. He said it's virtually identical circumstances. Family members are suing for character rights that they don't really have. This is why we don't really have to worry that much. Marvel has actually been through this exact same thing before, and they came out on top, and they came out on top pretty easily. The work for hire case is pretty clear, and it's the exact same situation that we're
Why try again? They got some new evidence
about different characters. But the court sided with them before, and they can actually bring that up as a case argument, and considering the fact that the laws are the same, they should win again, no problem. Meaning the heirs or family members don't have any claims to these characters, meaning they can't terminate the use of any characters, meaning all of these characters are going to be sticking around in comic books and in the MCU. And this actually happened with Superman as well. In 2012, a federal court ruled that Superman co-creator Joe Shuster's sister could not terminate Warner Bros. Copyright grant in the character due to a 1992 agreement between the studio and Shuster's heirs, which prevented them from pursuing termination. Now, this one was a personal agreement between Warner Brothers and the creator, and that's most likely something that happened here with Marvel as well. But again, going to court and stating the work for hire clause kind of settles things right away. They were hired to create a character for DC. They created a character for DC, so the character is DC's. They got paid to do that work. That is what they got paid to do. And again, it's the same thing with all of these heirs as family members who created these characters. They got paid to create the characters for Marvel. So, don't panic. I know a lot of headlines right now are saying that Marvel could lose some of their characters. I know a lot of people are saying that Marvel could lose Spider-Man and the Avengers. It sounds really scary, but if we look at the past and look at what Marvel's done, we can be assured that it's going to happen again and everything's going to be okay. Now, having said all this, I do understand where the heirs of the family members are coming from.
I
and of
get
course,
it
I
to a
do think it's
degree.
important to respect the creators of these characters because without them, we wouldn't have these characters. If we didn't have Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jim Starlin, and any other of these awesome creators, we wouldn't have these awesome superheroes, and I think we owe them a great thanks for that. I understand where their heirs are coming from completely. If my uncle was Steve Ditko, I would totally want the rights to the character. However, and I can't speak for them, I wouldn't want the character taken out of the MCU or out of the comic book. I want the character.
They're doing
to
a good
live
thing
on,
with
but of
them.
course,
You know
I
what I'm
want to
saying?
make some money from it. So I totally get where everybody is coming from. However, the big thing here is that we don't really have to worry about Marvel losing the rights to Spider-Man or any of the other Avengers or other characters, because that's the big concern right now. Since Marvel has won this case in the past, they are most likely going to win it again, especially since they can bring up the previous cases in the past, and not to mention Warner Brothers and DC have gone through this as well, and they ruled in their favor as well. So unfortunately for Marvel and for us, the fans, the law is on our side. So we don't really have to worry. But let me know what you think about this whole entire situation in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all Marvel news, and don't forget to like the video, and for live updates you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching.
Woof woof. All right, man, so thank you, Warren. He has broken it down for me. One of simple mind. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like I kept seeing the headlines and everyone was talking. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared. I was like, yo, what is going on? So I'm glad he broke it down. I didn't know that they actually experienced this in the past. However, it does make sense. Like, you know, a character or something's created under some company, or an individual creates something under some company a while back, and that thing comes out to be huge. You know what I'm saying? People use it and it's like, royalties, I want my royalties. And like families like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He created that, we want the rights. It makes sense. I get it. However, I couldn't see them like doing this whole like you only have a certain amount of time to use a character, especially considering how big everything is now and the places Marvel is going, the things they're doing for people, and just how big the landscape is and the type of storytelling they're doing. Like, it's like you don't appreciate that, you know, to a degree. It's like you don't realize that people like really love these movies, enjoy these characters, and like want to see the story continue. Like, why would you? I don't get that part. I get everything else, but I don't get the whole you have a certain time to use this character. Like, who? Come on now. Anyways, thank you, Warren, for clearing that up. Now it makes a lot more sense in my head, and I am now eased at mind. How about you guys? Y'all let me know down below in the comments, man. How do you feel about this news? Do you disagree with me? You know what I'm saying? Do you side with the family members of the creators? You know what I'm saying? How do you? Maybe I could something else. I don't know. Y'all gotta let me know down below in the comments, man. How do y'all feel? Like, comment, share, and subscribe. My Twitch is somewhere over there. My YouTube should be under here. You can follow me in both of those places, especially YouTube. You can subscribe because it's free. You know what I'm saying? You can also follow me on Instagram, LyricSSO, same as YouTube channel. There you can send me stuff to you. That being said, peace.